Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Episode 12. Yes, episode 12 in our feature gratitude week for October. Today, we're going to be talking about the tools to feeling gratitude. If you didn't catch episode 11, I highly recommend, we both highly recommend you head back over to episode 11, where we talk about the benefits of gratitude, and we talk about how gratitude is not just words. It's not a thank you. It is a feeling. It's a feeling state. And there are a lot of benefits when you land yourself in when you choose this feeling state. And so today we're going to talk about some of the tools that we use to help us be in that feeling state and to receive those benefits of gratitude. So I'm Angie. If it's your first time here, I'm the creator of Journey to Soul. I am an intuitive, what am I? An intuitive spiritual mentor. I'm also just a human having a human experience. I'm a mom to a 10-year-old and a 4-year-old, and I have a husband. And, just like you, I'm navigating this life, and I'm just really excited to share it with people because what I discover just keeps improving my experience in this life better and better and better. And of course, I want to share that with you. And I want to have conversations because I want to hear about what you're doing because that helps me too. And we just feed off of each other in these conversations. And so this is one of my partners in crime, Natalie. Partners in
Partners
gratitude,
in
I should say.
divination.
Yes, in
Yeah.
divination.
Hi guys. My name's Natalie. I've been having these conversations with Angie for a long time. We've been recording these for probably like a year or something.
Yeah.
And it's so fun. It's so fun connecting with you guys. And I love this idea of the month of gratitude because I'm so grateful for these conversations and for everyone watching. And yeah, we activate each other, man, just by sharing our experiences, like the fun stuff and the not so fun stuff. It helps bring it all into awareness. So I'm a intuitive writer. I'm actually working on 2 books now. One's almost ready to be published. So that one's called 21 Days to the New Earth. So I really explore really simple tools with you guys, one for each day, really simple. And the second book is a spiritual look at these um, at like behavioral disorders, I think they call it, and autism, and all these things have been really popping up in the last 30 years. I take a spiritual look into it because the children that have been dropping in the last 30 years have such amazing gifts to share with us. So that is what that book is about.
You
I'm really
do.
excited.
So exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm so
Natalie has
excited
a
to share these tools. Oh yeah,
yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
Natalie has a practice. Well, exactly. She has a practice and
Yeah.
tool that she's going to share with you right now.
Yeah. And I mean, some of these that we're going to explore today, I mean, they're really simple, which is, I mean, I love teaching simple things, either in these conversations with Angie or in my writings. So one of the first ones is that I'd love to share with you guys. In again, so the intention behind this conversation, the whole goal of this is to provide you simple tools that you can just use every day, right? In your everyday life, wherever you are, to start bringing you into that state of gratitude, like we spoke about in the last episode, because it's a feeling, right? But sometimes it's like, how do you even get into that feeling, right? Or what's it supposed to feel like? Well, these tools are going to lead you to there. So the first one that I'd love to share is every morning I make a list of 10 things that I am grateful for. Okay. And so I do it first thing in the morning, part of my, morning routine, morning ritual, 10 things that I'm grateful for. And sometimes and again, like we spoke about in the last episode, just write whatever comes to mind. Like, don't judge yourself, right? That was a big thing in the last episode. So write down what comes in to your mind, right? Maybe you're grateful for that hot shower. Maybe you're grateful for indoor plumbing. Maybe you're grateful for the cat that slept on your chest last night. There's no wrong answer. Um, just write down what feels good in that moment.
Yep.
Um, yeah, and this is really, I mean, it's a really powerful practice in so many ways. But again, when you're starting your day off with that, it again, like it gets you on the right foot, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like that expression goes. Yeah.
Yeah. And I would even add to that, that's such a great practice. And for some people, sometimes 10 can seem like a lot. Do 3, even do
Yeah.
3
Start
if
off
you're just,
small.
you get to call the shots, guys. Like, you get to make the rules. There are no rules. There are
Yeah.
no rules. You know what I mean? And I had talked about this in the last episode, but I would take one of those things on your list if you want, and take one thing that you're grateful for, whether if that's indoor plumbing, and feel that go inside, meaning just bring your attention and your awareness inside your body, and just breathe. If you need, breathe, follow your breath to get inside your body, and just feel it. Just, what does that mean to me? What does indoor plumbing mean to me? Right away, oh, I'm taken back to when I went to the Philippines, and we had barrels of water in the washroom, right? And that was like, and I'm literally like, oh, I'm so grateful that I have indoor plumbing, that I just have
Yeah.
to turn a tap on and it goes on.
Ah,
And it takes
that's like
me
magic.
less than 30 seconds to wash my hands. And
Yeah.
then I get to go on with my day. Like, look at how much space that opens up. Like, when I was in the Philippines and I was 10, we had buckets. It's like if I had to have a bath or something, oh my gosh, it took forever. It took forever, and it was cold. Everything was cold. And if I
Yeah.
wanted a warm one, we had to wait for the water to boil. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
so what does that feel like to be able to just turn on the thing and just go within, and like, I'm feeling like an ease in my shoulders, actually, my shoulder blades, actually. It's like, oh yeah, that's really easy. It's really easy to do that. It's really magical. So take one of those
Mm.
things if you'd like. That would be a thing I would add as a tool to get into the feeling. And you might not, we mentioned this too, you might not feel it. Maybe you're not used to feeling. Don't judge yourself. It's okay if you're not used to
Yeah.
feeling. It's okay,
Yeah.
because of course, you're not used to feeling. You know where most of us are? Most of us are out of our bodies and in our head, not
Yeah.
in our bodies. And that's not your fault, right? And so there's no shame to be carried here. Nothing's wrong with you if you can't feel it. But
No.
you'll definitely not feel it if you don't try.
Yes, exactly. I love that. Yeah. Yeah, and it's not your fault if you don't feel it right away or, for a while. Again,
Yeah.
it's something that's been programmed in you from habits. So that means you can program this new gratitude habit. It's just going to take a little bit of time, and that's okay. Or
Yeah.
maybe it won't even take time, right? Like that's a belief too, that gratitude takes time. You got to put, no,
Maybe
like
it
it could
doesn't.
happen instantly to you,
Maybe you
right?
feel it and you're like, oh wow, what is that?
Yeah.
And then you want to
Yeah.
do it all the time.
Yeah.
It's
For
true.
sure.
And so that was
Mhm.
one of the things. I've done that. I've done a gratitude practice. I've done gratitude at the end. I used to have 2 small notebooks. This is one of the things I used to do. I had 2 small notebooks, and I would use gratitudes at the end of the night. So I would go before I went to bed, I would do 3 gratitudes, right? And then in the morning, I would take the other notebook and I would write 3 intentions for my day. And then what I started to notice when I did that practice, this was early on when I was trying to incorporate a gratitude practice. What I started noticing early on was that my intentions, like my gratitudes at the end of the day, would start to, I would notice that my intentions would make it into my gratitudes. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I've
you
experienced
know?
something similar. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And in my membership, we do that. We do an intention as well in gratitude. And often it's talked about when people share their gratitude, they will talk about what their intention was last week. So
Ah,
isn't that funny that this little practice also, it's so neat. Here's another really neat story. I'm just going to share as a tool. It's really powerful to write down your gratitude. When I was younger, one of the women in my membership, her and I were in high school together. And we in our heads, we were pretty messed up, right? But she said to me when she came to one of my circles, she said, "I'm pretty sure I was in your first circle ever." And I'm like, "What?" I'm thinking like, "What are you talking about?" Right?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, "You weren't in my first circle." And then she's like, "Don't you remember in my basement?" She said, "You were watching Oprah and you bought journals for all of us." I bought journals for all of us and I brought them to her house and I pulled them out of the bag and she said, "I gave each of them a journal." And I said, "Oprah said that we have to find things to be grateful for because it'll help improve our life."
Oh,
And
yeah.
she still
But
has her gratitude journal.
that's amazing.
This is why it's important to talk. This is why it's important to speak because I just picked that up from Oprah. Like Oprah said that, and I thought, "Oh, that's a great idea." I'm gonna, you know what I mean? How we
Yeah.
spread our light. This is how
Yeah.
we raise
Yeah,
the
Oprah's freaking amazing.
yeah.
She is woke, man. Like like she jams on gratitude. She has like a
Yeah.
um she had like if you go on YouTube and you look up Oprah gratitude, there's like some really powerful videos out there
Mm.
um that she does. Yeah. Um and hey, maybe like maybe that's another tool, right? Like what do you have accessible to yourself? Like again, there's a couple of Oprah videos about gratitude. They're just like really short ones, right? Like
Yeah.
10 minutes or something. Um and then there's also like these really great meditation tools, like whatever's
Yes.
your jam, right? Like if you're like, yeah, meditation, I don't know, then just put on like some like really high vibe videos like of Oprah or Abraham Hicks. Um, like that's a great tool to have. It takes 10 minutes. It's gonna raise up your vibration no matter what. Even if, it's a smidgen, that's a smidgen better, right? And it
Yes.
it it it, a- it starts activating that feeling in you because you start feeling excited, right? Like I always feel gratitude like it starts in my heart and then it like
Yes.
radiates out
Out.
into like my shoulders
Yes.
and then I just like want to dance, right?
Yes.
But that's what these little videos are for, right? And some of them are longer like these ones, but some of them are just like
Short.
short and spunky and just like really fun, and they got like fun background music and they have like beautiful portraits and stuff. But yeah, like that's a great tool. And share your favorite gratitude videos below, guys. I'll try to find that link to that Oprah video.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a great idea.
yeah.
Use your resources. Like this is what we're learning to come into our power. We're learning to come like don't wait for somebody to bring it to you. Go find them.
Ah,
Go into YouTube. Like I'm a curious person, so I'm always like, "Oh, I wonder what I could find on this topic." You know what I mean? And I just look
yeah,
it up. And then and
yeah,
then discern. Like what the one of the things is discerning.
yeah.
It's okay if you listen to one video and it doesn't resonate with you. Just
Oh,
because
for
they're
sure.
talking about gratitude, it doesn't mean you have to listen to them. If it
Yeah,
doesn't resonate for you, leave it. Leave it and find another one.
yeah.
Because then you'll start to feel like this is a really great practice of learning how to feel. Like if you're somebody that has a hard time feeling, then
Mm,
give yourself the opportunity to feel. Meaning, listen to take 5 videos, go on YouTube and just click gratitude videos, or hashtag
yeah.
gratitude, right? And just see what happens. See what comes back. And
Mm,
listen to 5 commit yourself to listen to 5 videos. I guarantee by the end of those 5 videos, one of them will have spoken to you.
yeah.
You will feel a difference. And then you'll
Yeah.
start to realize you actually do feel. You're just not
Yeah.
connected to it. You don't notice because you
Oh,
don't give yourself a chance. How many of us listen to one and be like, "Oh, that sounded stupid," and you just move on, and then just don't you give up there.
yeah. That is so amazing. I love that because then, first of all, you're putting it into action,
Yes.
which we always cheerlead about on here, putting it into
Yeah.
action. And then you're giving your body the opportunity, or you're giving yourself the opportunity to like really feel into your body and be like, really like that first video, not really that second video. And then you feel that difference, right? Like, ooh, I
Yes.
liked it, and not so much that. So you feel
Yes.
it.
Now you start to
That's
feel it.
discernment. That is listening to your body. So now okay, well, ditch that second video. That's fine. Just leave it be for the next person that may need it. And for
Don't have
that
to
first
judge
video,
it.
like,
You don't
ooh,
have to
that
judge
feeling.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Let
no,
it
but you
go.
like that first video, right? Like, what was that ooh feeling, right? Like maybe it was
Yes.
maybe it feels like curiosity to you, right? But
Yes.
it makes you feel like you want a little bit more, right? Like it makes you a little bit excited.
Yeah,
Yeah, so tap into that, right? Because
definitely.
gratitude is pretty hard to explain. Like a feeling
Because
is
it's a
so
feeling.
can be so difficult to
A
explain because
feeling.
there's no words for feeling. It's a state of being, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it may
But give
feel
yourself the
slightly different
chance
to
to feel
you.
the difference. Give yourself the
Yeah.
chance to realize that gratitude is a very light vibration. It's a very high vibration. Give yourself
Yeah.
a chance to feel it though.
Yeah.
And when I say that, it's just, yeah, allow yourself that space to discern. That's what discernment is. It's feeling it
Yeah. Yeah.
and not judging. God, I feel like we could say that in every video. Don't judge yourself, please. Please don't. Don't judge yourself. Don't
Mm,
judge the people. You know, stay with
yeah.
what feels good. Follow what feels good for you. So if
Yes.
listening to this message of gratitude, if your wheel in your heart is thinking, if your heart is, resonating with this idea of gratitude, that I want to feel that, like I really want to feel grateful in my life, and you don't, that's okay. But get curious. Get curious, like,
Yeah.
oh, something's pulling at me about this gratitude. Find information then. Find all kinds of information. Ask people. Just start asking people too. That's another thing I've done. I've actually asked
Oh.
people. So when I was in peer support, I would just start asking people like, "Hey, how do you feel? Like, do you have a gratitude practice?" I would ask people.
Mm.
Like, how do you, how do you find gratitude, you know?
Yeah, how do you tap into it,
Yeah, how do you tap
right?
into it? What do you do? Like, do you write
Yeah.
down gratitudes? When I was writing down gratitudes, I would always tell people I was doing that. I'd be like, "Do you do that?" And then they'd tell me what they do, and I'm like, "Oh, that's cool."
Oh. Yeah, and then it gives you more ideas, right? So
Yeah.
sharing, that's a great tool right there.
Yeah.
Sharing your gratitude practice
In
with
your
others.
family. In your family. What about at
Yeah.
dinner? Like, you know what I mean? At dinner in the morning, at breakfast. Like, let's all share what we're feeling grateful for.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe it's warm pajamas, right? On those chilly fall mornings.
I think it's really
Yeah.
cool to hear what the kids are grateful for too. I think it's really
Yes.
neat. They surprise
Yeah,
me
because it's
sometimes.
totally different than
Yes.
what like an adult or someone older would say,
Yeah.
right?
Have
Mm.
fun with it.
Yeah. That's something we spoke about last video. Like it's supposed to feel fun, so have fun with it, right?
Gratitude's light. It's light, it's
Yeah.
expansive. It ripples.
Yeah. Mm. So I know a lot of people watching Angie really jam on meditations. So have you ever come across or have you created like a thank you or a great gratitude meditation that you
Well,
resonate with?
we so in membership, thanks. That's a really great question. In membership, I start. Okay, so I'll explain what our gratitude circle is. Right. So literally, I just speak in the beginning, whatever's coming through, whatever message wants to be shared with the collective, and then what happens is we go around. Whoever wants to share, they share what they're feeling grateful for this week. Right. And
Mm,
often it's a space for them to share even the story around the gratitude, so they get to share like the experience they're having and why they feel so grateful. And that's what happens. So everybody shares it, and it's an amazing thing to hear everybody share their stories, right? And their gratitude, and I record them, so I write them down as they're sharing their gratitudes. And then what happens is, before we tap on it, because I'm an EFT tapping practitioner, and so before we tap on it, and why do we tap on it? Because we amplify the vibration of gratitude, which is so beautiful. So before we go in, I don't it's never the same because I channel it as I'm doing it, right?
yeah.
It's never the same, but I will tell you what it always starts with. We always close our eyes, we get present, we follow our breath into the body, and we just get present, trying to bring the breath deeper and deeper into the body, deeper into the belly. And then I usually direct everybody down to the heart. I just say, let's put our awareness on the heart. And we're going to ask our body, what does gratitude feel like for me? This isn't something we share with each other. It's literally just something for you. And as you're breathing in and out of your body, you ask your body, what does gratitude feel like in my body? And see, I'm so in tune with it now. And I often feel like this fizzy, effervescent, bubbly kind of feeling. It comes from my heart and it kind of comes up my chest, and I can feel it a little in my shoulders. And so often what we do in this practice is we say, okay, let's take that feeling, and we don't judge it. We just notice. We just notice where it is, what it feels like. Even if we can't name it, we just trust that it's there. And we move it, and we take an area in the body that isn't feeling this way. And with our intention, we just move gratitude. I want to feel gratitude in my hips. My hips are hurting right now. So I start to share that vibration, that feeling in my body, and I start to share it and I move it. And I allow gratitude to move through my entire body, down to my toes. Every cell of the body is lit up with gratitude. And then we always actually move it out into our energy field. So now we're going to move this feeling of gratitude out into the field around us, into the energy around us. So now we're feeling surrounded by gratitude. And we talked in last video, Natalie and I, about the rippling out of gratitude. We can use our intention to move gratitude out. And so sometimes in our practice, I will move that gratitude out if it feels right. And what I intend is, I want to share this gratitude. I want to share this vibration with my city. And so I allow this energy to move out into my city for anybody who needs it, for anybody who, using their free will, wants it. I make it more available. And I'll even go further. I'll stop it there, but you can go further. Move it out into your province. Move it out into your province, your state, your country. And then sometimes we'll move it right around the world. And we'll just say, we're sharing this with anybody in this world that could use a little more gratitude in their life.
Yeah.
And I don't control people. I don't control them, but I share the vibration out so that it's available for people.
Yes. Yeah.
So that when they choose to tap into gratitude, more of it's there for them. So that's the meditation I do. And then more specifically in our circle, because often we'll have anywhere from 4 to 7 of us in a circle for the intention, for the gratitude and intention circle. And what we'll do is we'll imagine our energy fields melding, and now we're amplifying this feeling of gratitude between our circle, and then we'll all send it out together to the world.
Yeah, I feel that. And I felt that when we're doing that meditation together just right now. And I mean, geographically speaking, Angie and I are very close together, but I mean, this has occurred to me with people that are in Florida, right?
Yes.
It doesn't matter where we are, because space is just an illusion.
It is.
Right?
Yeah, energy's instant. Energy's instant. There is no boundary.
Yeah. And that overlapping of gratitude, it's so powerful, man. Yeah. And it's available to anyone. Anyone who makes that choice to tap into gratitude. So maybe that's you. Maybe you don't know what that gratitude feeling is, but you can choose to get curious about it. And it's in that choice that these levels, these vibrations of gratitude are available to you. As simple as that.
It's really, it really is simple, not easy, right? it's not easy to keep choosing it. It's not, and let's acknowledge that it's not easy because we're going through life.
Yeah.
Life, and life feels hard and dense and
And real, like in your
real.
face,
Yes.
physical, real, right?
Yeah, it's real. You're in it, and that's valid. And how you're feeling
Wow.
about it is valid, and it's okay. And so it's so okay if you don't feel gratitude in a
Yeah.
moment. It's okay. You'll feel gratitude again.
Yeah. There'll be a moment where you're just closer to gratitude. Because
Yeah.
again, when you're in conflict, when you're in crisis, when you're just in conflicting emotions, it's okay to feel that way. There's nothing wrong with that. This is all part of the experience, right? So
Yeah.
if this is you right now, it's okay.
It's okay. And why
Yeah.
we do this meditation, why I introduced this meditation into our circle was because a lot of the languaging has changed now because we realize that even if I don't feel gratitude right now, I have done this meditation so much that I know that it exists within me.
Yeah.
I don't need to be feeling it right now. It's in there. All I need to do is call it up.
Oh.
And so when you do this meditation more and more, you realize how powerful you are, that you just have to call up the feeling of gratitude.
Dude. See, I knew you were gonna blow
It's
my
not
mind this
outside,
video.
it's not outside of you. Yeah. You
Even if
did
you
know.
don't, guys, but like let's sit with like the intense message that Angie just shared with us. Even if you do not feel grateful in a moment, that's okay because you have gratitude inside of you. It's okay if you're not feeling it now. It's inside of you anyways.
All the feelings
Holy
are in there.
shit.
Yes. You can call any of them up. You can call any of them up. You can call up anger too. I mean, if you really want to get, you can call it up to feel what it feels like in your body, because the truth is all those feelings already are in there.
Ah,
That's how we recognize it, when we feel
no,
it.
no. So gratitude is always within you. It's always inside of you. It's part of who you are. It is part of your programming. So
Yes.
it's okay if you don't feel it 24/7. It's okay if you only feel it maybe once a month. It's okay.
It's okay. Because the
Yeah.
reality is you will feel it. Think about it. Look back at your
Yeah.
life. Look about it. There are things you have always had a moment of gratitude.
Yeah. Maybe it's because you feel gratitude because you were able to sleep in, right?
Yes. Or you made
Yeah.
it for the bus. You thought you were going to be late for the bus, and then
Yeah.
and then the bus was late and you made it.
Yeah.
But I was grateful this morning because we were running late going to school, but I decided to grab my bus pass and we got on the bus. And it's funny because if we would have been rushing and late, and like it would have been tense because I would have been rushing the girl. And then I was like, you know
Yeah.
what? Let's get on the bus. So we got on the bus and then we were there early. I was like, oh, this is great. And the girls
Yeah.
are like,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh wow, look, we're early now. I was like, yeah, see?
Yeah. Yeah. So see, there you go. Angie had a warm bus, right?
Yes.
So maybe she was out of the rain. I don't know if it rained
Yes,
down
it
there.
would rain down here.
But
Yes.
yeah, just simple things like this, guys.
Yes.
Simple things like this. Maybe the driver smiled at you, right? Or maybe it was a cute driver. I don't know. And you're like,
And you're like,
thank
hey,
you,
I'm
right?
grateful for the cute driver I got to look at today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing is, believe me, do not like be shameless, man. Like
Be
be
shameless
grateful
in your
for whatever
gratitude.
you're grateful for. It doesn't
Mm.
matter. And if you're grateful for nothing, it's okay. Gratitude
Yeah.
exists within you. You
Oh,
don't need to be feeling it all the time. You're not feeling anger all the time.
yeah.
We are we are complex beings.
Yeah.
We are complex beings. And this is something too that's really important in the practice that we do in circle, is that we tap on it. So tapping moves us into acceptance. And so often how I start, so we do that gratitude thing, and then what we do is we start tapping on the side of the hand, right?
Yeah.
If you've never tapped, that's okay. Come to I have a free event happening in October and you'll get to experience it firsthand. But we will tap. And when we tap on the side of the hand, we say, even though I don't always feel gratitude in my life, that's okay. I love and accept myself anyway.
Mm.
Even though life is tough and I don't always feel the gratitude exists within me already. And even though there's so many things to be grateful for in my life and I miss a lot of it,
Mm,
that's okay. Right here, right now, I'm grateful for these things.
yeah.
I'm grateful for these things. And
And
then
maybe
we
you're just
then we tap.
grateful for, yeah, and then maybe you're just grateful for the tool, for the gratitude tool that you're using,
Yes.
right? Yeah, there
Yes.
you go. It
That's
doesn't have to
something we
be
say too.
complicated, guys.
Even though I don't always feel gratitude, I showed up today.
Yes. And you'd be grateful for yourself that you showed up,
Yeah.
right? That you were determined enough. Even
To
if you
show
felt
up.
like you had a shitty day, you showed up. Yeah.
I make a point to thank every woman that tells me that they weren't even sure they had anything to share. I am like, look at you. You're amazing. You showed up
Yeah.
and you told us.
Yeah, you were honest. Be grateful that you're honest. Like there's just, it just like
You could be
snowballs
grateful
from
for
there.
so many things you could be grateful for.
Yeah. And it
Yeah.
can be really, yeah, and I want to share before we log off, I want to share like a super simple thank you meditation. Um, and it doesn't take long. You could put your timer on for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes. You really start feeling the effects of it after 15 minutes, but I mean, start off small, right? 2, 3
Mhm.
minutes. But go somewhere where it's relatively quiet. You can be by yourself. Um, sit somewhere where it's comfy, like on a couch or whatever, and just close your eyes and say thank you. That's all you say. Thank you. Thank you. And yeah, put your hand to your heart because again, we're physical beings, right? So when you put your hand to your heart, your focus is going to go there
Yeah.
and just say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And if that's the only spiritual practice that you have, like Eckhart Tolle says, if the only thing you would ever do is say thank you, that would be enough.
It would. That would
Yeah.
transform. So we do that
Yeah.
at the end of circle. So at the end of after all the tapping and saying each other's gratitudes, I stop by going back here, and that's exactly what I do. I go, thank you, thank you, thank you, and so it is. And then we go back in. We go back into our circle, the feeling of gratitude around us. And then what we do is we bring it back in. We start to take it back and bring it back in and bring it back into our body, bring it back into the heart. And that's how
Yeah.
we close off that meditation.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
And you're right. Like, that's exactly it. Just say thank you. Like, I love that you said that. Just say the word thank you and feel it.
Yeah.
It
You don't
doesn't
have to
even need
attach
to
it
be
to anything.
associated to anything.
No. No. Yeah. Because we don't want resistance to come into play, right? Sometimes when we're like, I'm thankful for, running water, but then maybe your mind associates that with like, oh, frig, all these dishes I have to do after this,
Yeah.
right?
Are you
So
really thankful
sometimes
for
just
running
saying,
water?
yeah, so sometimes just saying thank you and not attaching any other word to it is really
Yeah.
powerful because it just removes that resistance because because then your mind isn't like, going off in a million directions, you know? It's just
Yeah.
thank you. It's just thank you.
That's a beautiful, simple practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So many tools. So many tools.
So many. Yeah. I'm so grateful to be able to share this with you guys and share your experiences. Maybe I'm sure you have a gratitude tool that, Angie and I
Yeah.
haven't covered, right? Yeah. So let us
Yeah. Share
know.
them.
Yeah.
Please do.
Yeah.
This is why we brought these conversations to you, because we want to hear, we want to learn from you too. Like, the
Yeah.
contributions through the year of these conversations have been profound.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have such
So
a positive impact. So thank you guys for
thank
listening.
you. Yeah.
And thank
If
you
you
for
like
joining us
this,
every week.
be sure to like the video, subscribe so that you get notifications. We premiere every Tuesday at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Yeah, and if you haven't checked out our first episode of this gratitude month, please do, episode
Yeah.
11.
Yeah.
All right. So we love
too.
you. We'll be back for more videos.